what I've found in my work is that women have a different sense of unworthiness. And it is cultural, and it is explicitly and implicitly taught. So I think it's really important first to understand that emotions are stored not just in our brain, but in our body. When we have things that happen to us when we're young, especially, but absolutely as we get older, things are stored somatically and coded in our nervous system, coded both places, in our body and in our nervous system, not just our brain. It doesn't just change our brain, it changes our body too. And when those things happen, we have those intense emotions around those things. And I've talked about this before, where an intense thing happens, your brain sends out a chemical in relationship to the emotion, and that affects your body. And you feel it in your body. So when you think about an event in your childhood or something difficult that's happened to you, we're going to use childhood, for example, because those are coded so strongly, because we're so egocentric when we're kids, we think everything's about us. So if something happens, it's really easy for us to say, oh, that's because I did this thing. And if I could just insert thing, then I could get love, or I would feel worthy. So what happens is those things are coded in our body. So if you think about an event that happened when you were a kid, you can still feel that in your body. Even if you think about a week ago and something difficult happened or something joyous happened, you can feel it in your body. Your body is a way for us to understand what's happening. So emotions are not just coded in our brain, they're coded in our bodies too. And what can happen is if we don't learn how to release those and we don't learn how to observe them without attachment, without judgment, and not identify with them, if we attach meaning and we identify with those emotions, that can appear and that can manifest, for lack of a better word, as dis-ease or disease in our bodies, because feelings are coded there. It can change us. It can change our epigenetics. We know that, thanks to several of the neuroscientists that have been speaking out about that recently. Joe Dispenza is one of them. I love him. So what I want to talk about today is how to diffuse some of that intensity when we feel unworthiness. And the first thing to do is we can identify maybe one of the earliest things that made us feel unworthy, and we can identify where that happened in our body and put our hand on that place and breathe through it. So let's say it's in our heart, let's say it's in our stomach, it could be our back, it could be, usually it's from neck to the tailbone, but it could be anywhere. So if you identify a place where you feel that, or you felt that unworthiness, or you felt that tightness, and you just put your hand there and you breathe through that place, it can offer so much relief. And as we start to dissipate that in our bodies, it can affect our brains and it can affect how we deal with that. So that's one tool that we can use to sort of dissipate some of that unworthiness and some of those unworthiness wounds.